Ay, ay, ay. A stupid stand thing. This thing broke. So I'm doing this guerrilla style. And I'm smoking my favorite cigar. I've been feeling like splurging a little lately. And I got the vintage 12 years, age 12 years Perdomo anniversary cigar. And already getting after it. I haven't smoked a cigar in probably a month or two. But anyway, I thought that I would make a video because I do have a little bit of time for once lately. Honestly, I'm kind of getting sick of doing any kind of commentary on political situation. I do feel we have to mention this whole Kimmel thing, him being taken off the air. I think only to say that this is a result of us pushing the pendulum. Push the left, and it goes out, and then it'll come back and hit the right. Or push the right, and it'll come back and hit the left. It's part of that escalation spiral that's really just getting old to me. But it's like, who's gonna have the balls to de-escalate all this stuff going on? Because, the pendulum always comes back. It always does. And even Ted Cruz said, hey, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel, but this sets a bad precedent for when the Democrats inevitably will have power again one day. So I don't know how you honor Charlie Kirk's memory by further annihilating free speech. So anyway, all that's quite irritating, but also predictable, and is just used further to divide us all, when really we should all kind of get together and unite on free speech, maybe, But I think that's probably challenging for a lot of us, and when tensions are high. So I'm kind of tired of talking about it. I think I just want, I think it's just going to happen. The right's going to push, the left's going to push, the pendulum is going to get more and more exacerbated. And what people don't realize is that when you push on the other person's button, it's going to get pushed on you. That's just how it works, I think. I think that's how it works. What you want to see is what's going to be reflected back to you. Not what you want to see. It's like karma, If we're going to be playing a game of gotcha here, then you're going to be got. That's how I feel about it, and that's why I feel so strongly about radical middle. And free speech is the big one with us, right? Dignity in the discourse. For me, it's radical middle because we're so fired up about the discourse. We want people to talk. We want people to agree or to disagree agreeably, that kind of thing. I've gone so far as to say we should have venues where there's vigorous debate, and we should protect those venues with guns so we can protect those who have the courage to stand up for what they believe, even if it's not popular or whatnot. But free speech has got to apply to everybody. It's got to apply to everybody, whether you're offended or not. Speaking of the pendulum, it wasn't long ago we were canceling comedians for saying things offensive that offended us because they're jokes. And now the left is getting it, and the left is getting canceled. So that's just how it works. So either someone steps in, either someone of power has the audacity to start de-escalating. Maybe we don't retaliate. Or we'll just keep on going. Keep on going, keep on going. We'll keep getting mad at each other. And how fun does that sound? Let's just keep digging our heels in. So anyway, that's how I feel. And with that, I don't think I really want to talk about it anymore. I want to smoke this delightful cigar that I love. Now I remember why it's my favorite. It's not too light. It's not too light, but it's not too dark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping all this escalation stuff. Again, I'm kind of tired of politics at the moment. And I'm also thinking that this might be, I don't know who wins in this radical middle game either. Because radical middle, unfortunately, we're the first to get trampled. Because if you defend some of what someone else feels is the enemy, if I think Trump does something right, even though I think most of what he does is wrong, it doesn't matter to that person who hates Trump for most of the time, and they're just gonna say, "Oh, you like Trump, so I don't want to connect with you." So that sucks. And then saying, goes the same the other way. It's like you're either all in or you're all out, and I think that's is indicative of a unnuanced culture. So I'm looking for people out there that kind of digging what I'm throwing down, maybe for some additional backup in the radical middle. I've said that before. So if that stuff jives with you, man, I'd like to hear from you. Otherwise, I think I just need a break from it, because it can go everything I preach against, where it's like what I think is wrong. I'm kind of doing it too. It's a little hypocritical of me to say, people on the right are saying this and that's stupid. People on the left are saying this and that's stupid. I'm calling them stupid, which isn't really what this is supposed to be about. At the end of the day, you're free to feel how you want to feel or you need to feel. And you're free to act and you're free to speak what you want to speak. And that's kind of the point of the free speech piece. And that's why we all need to defend it. Because we all apparently most of us want to take part in it. Even if, and that's the catch-22, even with the escalation spiral I keep talking about, even though a lot of us are using our free speech to feed the beast and exacerbate already very tense and violent division in the country, it's your right to do that. So, it's hard to say like where I stand on all this. I wish people would just back off and just chill out. But how can I tell them? I'm not like trying to tell them what to do either. So I think the thing I keep coming back to is like the personal transformation piece. If there's anything I should advocate for, is my conclusion these days, is personal transformation. As I take a puff of cigar, 1 second. I can't get upset that someone else feels or is doing anything that I find objectionable. Because why would I want to do that? Why would I want to give up the power for someone else to have over me about how I feel? So I'm not going to tell them what to do. I think it's okay for me to share my opinion here and there, but really, I think the best thing I can do is to look inward and be the best example that I can be as it comes to the things that I care about, the things that have come in my path that I feel are the most valuable, which is dignity in the discourse, testimony to the table, and clarity through engagement, to be invigorated when I'm wrong. I think those are the principles and values that I need to live and live fully because they make sense to me. And either people will be inspired by that or they won't. So I think that's where I've landed. So I don't know how much I'm going to talk about this stuff anymore because I tend to get inspired and because I get fired up when I see people escalating the situation. And I want to talk about that, but I think that I might be doing the same harm that I'm being critical of these other people for doing, which is escalating the situation. So, all to say, personal transformation, I think, is where we want to be. That's where I want to be. And by being there, I can be the change that I want to see. Quote Gandhi again. And at the end of the day, I have power over myself. I don't have power. I have very limited power over what other people feel or think or say. So I think that's a good lesson, and that most of us maybe would benefit from, is to focus inward. What enriches your life? You know? Focus on what enriches your life. I think there's something too invisible going on, where if we're focusing on what gets us feeling positive and feeling jazzed up, tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, there's invisible forces that kind of maybe might elevate the whole. We're all connected, I think. I think we're all connected. That's not some hippie stuff. I think that's some quantum physics stuff. And so when one of us rises, all of us rise. Unfortunately, when some of us go in the gutter, maybe that takes it down too. But my word to you is try to be one that rises, and that will, by example and by these invisible quantum forces, you'll raise the bar and you'll raise the level for everybody. All right, hey, with that, I'm going to finish my cigar, and hey, I'll talk to you later. Bye.